Meadows Field with the lineup that includes a trip back to D.C. Good morning, Lindsay.
Mike and Aaron, 40 veterans will be taking off right now on the 14th honor flight to Washington, D.C. They're about to board right now. And joining me is Ernest and Elizabeth Herrera. And they are veterans. And you guys, how does it feel to be part of this organization, to take off today?
Great.
We are so gratified to all the people that afforded us this trip. I can't express my gratitude more.
And it's also the first flight ever to take off on Veterans Day, so it's a very fitting day for this flight, would you say?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And if you could tell me a little bit about yourselves, I know that you did serve. If you can kind of go into detail about that.
I was with the Strategic Air Command at Offutt Air Force Base, Omaha, Nebraska. I served under General Curtis E. LeMay, and my experience in the Air Force was wonderful. Lots of travel and occupation, and afforded me the GI Bill, for which I will always be eternally grateful.
Sounds good. All right. Well, and really quick, where you served at?
Here in California. I was stationed at Castle Air Force Base.
Thank you. I know you guys have to board right now, so we'll go ahead and send it back over to you.
Thank you.
All right.
Honor flight who are on their way to Washington, D.C. this morning. Lindsay?
Good morning, Mike and Aaron. 40 veterans are about to board the 14th annual honor flight to Washington, D.C. And as you can see, it is pretty busy this morning. A lot of people getting ready to board. The flight's about to take off pretty soon. And joining me now, we have Al Sandrini. He's with the Honor Flight Board. And Al, if you could kind of explain, for those that don't really know, what's all going on right now?
Well, right now we're just concluding our second. We have two flights, United and U.S. Air, and we're just concluding our United Airline boarding. We have, as you mentioned, 40 veterans and 40 guardians who will be on this 3-day trip, and so we're awfully excited to send them off and hope they have a safe and wonderful time back there.
Sounds good. And I know that this is the first time the honor flight has ever taken off on Veterans Day, so it's a very fitting day.
Yes, it is. Isn't that very unique?
Very unique,
yeah.
Very unique. And what made you decide to get involved with the board?
You know, as a citizen in our country who did not serve, it was just an interesting way and a way for me to say thank you to the men and women who have sacrificed so much more than anybody else has done to keep this country free and to allow us to live the lives we live. So that was my motivation, and it still pales to the sacrifices that these men and women have made throughout their lives.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. I know you have to get going, so I appreciate you talking to us.
Thanks for being with us. Thank you.
Thank you. And then in the meantime, we'll go ahead and send it back over to you guys. Very, very busy, Mike. 40 veterans will be flying out today on the 14th annual flight to D.C. And with me now is Executive Director Lily Marsh. Lily, what is all going on right now?
Right now, we're just excited. We're getting ready to board them, and I mean, what a day to go. It's Veterans Day, and I'll probably get choked up here. But yeah, we have 40 veterans going, 2 gals, and it's good times. Once again, they're ready for the trip of a lifetime.
And what a relevant day to be flying out. Have you guys ever flown out on Veterans Day before?
We never have. It's really cold back there, so we're actually the last group nationally that's going back there. It's a little late. I think there's one other group that's wrapping up today, and then the weather's going to be a little chilly, so we prefer not to fly this late in the year, but logistically we had to do some back-to-back flights, and here we are.
And what made you personally get involved in honor flight?
Well, I don't know how interesting that is, but my dad's a World War II veteran, and I had heard about the organization, and so looked into it, and here we are.
Very cool. Thank you so much, Lily. I really appreciate it. And the flight is about to take off in just a couple minutes right now. So, okay, well, thank you. And back to you guys in the meantime. 40 veterans just took off this morning on the 14th flight to Washington, D.C. And it's a very fitting day for that flight as well, because it is Veterans Day. And one local organization is helping out local vets here.
We lost a lot of guys. We got ambushed one time and overran, and I think the Big Red One came out and rescued us. It was like an all day. It was after sundown before we ever got out of it.
For 6 years now, the Wounded Heroes Fund has given our veterans a salute to remember, transitioning veterans and family members back to civilian life.
I have flashbacks, I have thoughts about it. I tear up.
Really honored to have you here. People can't even imagine what we went through with doing that beachhead. The water was solid blood when I went in. Solid blood. No soldiers. You couldn't walk for the soldiers dead. Arms, legs, heads, laying all over.
Veterans around Kern County have fought unimaginable battles, but the Wounded Heroes Fund is helping them help each other.
We try to help them, and then they want to help us. And we try to tell them, you know, no, you come to the event and enjoy it. And they said, no, we're only going to come if you'll put us to work.
A veteran of each war and conflict, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan, remember the wars and conflicts of their era.
It's the highs and lows. It's your buddies that get killed. It's the people that their lives are changed forever when that one event takes place.
I thought I was paralyzed because it hit me in the back, close to the spine, but luckily it was about an inch away.
And you can show your support for veterans this morning at the parade that starts at 10 a.m. and it kicks off at 22nd and L Street. Back to you guys.